it is at the level as you can see. But in 2022, up to September this year, I think there's a significant increase in the number of SGBV reported and documented. Also, we noticed that the pregnancy prevention in regard to family uptakes among the young people also increased significantly. That is in 2021, and then you can also see in 2022 that has really improved. Also, the family planning methods, different methods by the users. We look at 15 to 19. Yeah, most of them are taking up those methods, as you can see. And also we try to compare with adult. The adult is the one you cannot be seen from there. The blue one is the one for the young people. So these are the young people that access the youth-friendly space. And in 2021, and then you can see in 2022, there is a significant increase in that. We realize that as the young people come, they would be able to clear away a lot of misconceptions that hinder them to access SRS services. So these are referrals from communities by the young people, the peers. In 2021, you can look at that, but there is also great improvement in 2022. Now, lesson learned. The peer-to-peer approach is working very well compared to the VSTs. This includes activity like integrated outreaches. When you try to target the young people to young people, you can achieve the outcome. The well-functioning youth-friendly clinics increase access to SRS services, including family planning. Involvement of the leaders and stakeholders is important for ownership and sustainability. Yeah, we have some few challenges. As you can see, there are only 12 staffs within the facility. Sometimes one is for off duties, annual leave, and the rest. These remain with a small number of the staff within the facility. Then motivation of and sustainability of the peers, yes, is a challenge. Few partners are supporting Save the Children, yes, but time will come when that support may not be available. And I'm just wondering how I can sustain this with 1.9 quarterly PSC release that we have received, with a lot of these holistic challenges. The influx of refugees, yes, I thought I did not tell you that Palabek Game is one of the hosting sub-county for refugees. So the influx, I increase the demands day by day, yes. The Castle Road belief is still a challenge. Some people believe the family planning is for the Western countries, and that's what we are battling with. The male involvement in ANC, the family planning is still low, but we are trying to use all the different platforms to make sure we bring them on board. The conflicting messages from the media about SRS, yes. Some of them are good, some of them are wrong. This diverts the attention of the young people. And this has made work somehow a challenge to the young people. Conclusions. Continuous policy guidance from MOH, yes, we appreciate that. Any changes, please make us informed. We thank the financial support from partner UNFPA. We thank the district leadership. We realize that their support encourages the young people to also equally participate to access these particular services. Commitment and participations, continuous capacity buildings of available health workers, then implementation of adolescent integrated outreaches at Palaba Game has contributed significantly to increase uptake of SGBV and pregnancy prevention at the facility level. However, we recommend that now that it's working, this other lower facility, other health center need to take it up since it's giving us results. However, more support is needed to overcome the high populations which is coming from the South Sudan. Allow me at this point to appreciate MOH, especially the ADH and SRH divisions, for always standing with the district and making sure that we move very well in delivering to the young people. UNFPA, Danida, the Netherlands government, we are so grateful for your support. It is through your contribution that's why we have these abstracts and we are talking about it today. The leadership of Lamour District for supporting this program and then for being very eloquent when they come to community, and then the adolescent peers and my staffs of Palabek Game Health Center 3 that I sit in that office as an in charge. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much. But can we please give Doctor a very big hand clap? Lamour is not very near. So the fact that doing very amazing work, reaching young people in a humanitarian district, the needs are also so many and the circumstances are quite different. If you've been to Lamour, you will see South Sudan next door. It's not far from there. So thank you very much, Doctor, for the wonderful job that you're doing, and our regards to Lamour District Local Government. At this point on the agenda, we want to go to the point where we are going into the official opening. And then at this juncture, I'll hand over eventually to the person who is going to moderate this session. But as I wind up, I would like to welcome Dr. Olive Santumbwe from WHO. I want to welcome the young person, Rachel Chisache. Please come in front here. I want to welcome Dr. Dina from Ministry of Health. And I want to welcome Dr. Laro from Ministry of Health, who is going to chair this next session when we go to the point of the official opening before we break off for our tea. It's very important that we pay attention. It's usually shorter. And from there, we'll have an energizer. So I'm waiting for the, where's Rachel Chisache?
Hello, hello.
Can I have the young person, Naira Zawede, please coming up? I need all of us to be there before. Will you? Yeah. Zawede, you can take. Yeah. So thank you very much. So I would like to hand over to Dr. Olaro for this session. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good morning. I know people have not taken your break, but we won't seek your indulgence. We go through the opening session. The Honorable Minister of Health, Honorable Hanifa Kawaya Bangarana, our partners, WHO, all our implementing partners, whom I will shortly be able to introduce, the young people, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister, I want to welcome you to join us in front here as we go through the opening session. So, Honorable Minister, I want to welcome you to the Adolescent and the Young People Safe Motherhood Pre-Conference. And this is a pre-conference second as we prepare for our second Safe Motherhood. Before we start the opening ceremony, I want Honorable Minister to introduce the people in the room. First, I must say that here we had sent out invitation for about 200 people, of which 100 of them are for the adolescent and the young people. The other 100 are for organizations which support the young people. So, Honorable Minister, in the House, we have representatives of WHO, Dr. Olive Sentumbe and her colleagues. UNICEF, we had expected UNICEF, UNFPA, yes, UNFPA. You could stand up so that we recognize you. Yes, Sehad. Sehad. Maristops. Family Planning Activity, Planned Parenthood Global, Sexual Reproductive Health Alliance, Save the Children. I hope I have not missed any according to the number which I was given. I also want to introduce, Honorable Minister, some of the MDS which have joined us. Minister of Education, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Minister of Internal Affairs, Uganda Police Force. So, Honorable Minister, as I did indicate, that the majority of the people here are young people. So young people, I want to ask you to be upstanding so that we can be able to recognize you. So if by the definition you are a young person, please stand up. Clap for them. The others who are seated, please clap for them. You can take your seats. And that's the reason why we are here. So, Honorable Minister, I've been asked to moderate this session, but I want first to say that the adolescents in this country constitute almost 10 million people, which is about almost 30% of the population of the country. But improving their health is central to achieving the goals of reproductive and newborn child and adolescent health. But ask all of you to know that whereas these are young and vibrant groups, we also find that sometimes they are not able to access the services which they are supposed to access. And one of the greatest area of concern, definitely, you see that teenage pregnancy has stagnated for quite some time, around 25, 26. And even it became worse during the time of COVID. But the most significant thing, Honorable Minister, which I want to say here is that almost 30% of the mothers who are losing are in these age groups, adolescent and the young people. So we really need to be able to put a concerted effort if we have to be able to dent this, to improve on these indicators. So the reason why we are here is to hear the voices of the young people, and that's next to you is one of the representatives of the young people, and soon I will be inviting her to speak to us. They will definitely be able to give us on what we need. But key among the things which came out before you came, Honorable Minister, that whereas we as government has to be able to provide for the services, we need also to have a very responsive, they have to be responsive themselves, because one of the key aspects that if they have the education, then they should be able to know what is good for, what's good for them, and be able to do it for their own good. So, Honorable Minister, mine was brief, just to welcome you and thank you. Let's have first a big clap for the Honorable Minister. You know, today is actually a cabinet day. The minister is supposed to have been in cabinet, but she made it a point that she wanted to come and interact with the young people. So, Honorable Minister, let me take this pleasure to invite a representative of the young people to give her remarks as she represents the voices of the young people. You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sacha Rachel, and I'm glad to be here on the annual Adolescent and Young People Self-Motherhood Conference. I'm a peer mother volunteering at Naguru Teenage Information and Health Center, and I come from one of Kampala suburbs known as Namuwongo, where there is a high rate of teenage pregnancy. And I'm going to share my experience as a teenage mother. It was in 2021 when I got pregnant. By that time, I wasn't staying with my mom, I was staying with my cousin brother. He gave me a lot of freedom, which I think it wasn't good. When I got pregnant, I feared to tell my brother, nor my mom. And the thought I had at that time was to carry out an abortion. And I thank the healthy person I talked to on the toll-free line of Naguru Teenage. She advised me not to carry out an abortion. I should deliver my baby. After advising me like that, I also made a decision to deliver my baby. But at that time, when I was pregnant, it was a tough moment. At first, I feared to tell Mom that I was pregnant. As time went on, I went back home to stay with my mom. My mom never knew that I was pregnant because I didn't tell her. It was in January. She went to the market with me to buy the school requirements, not knowing that I was pregnant. Time came, I couldn't tell her face by face. I decided to run away from home. While outside our home, it was challenging me. I decided to tell Mom the situation which I was in. When I told Mom, she was very disappointed. She was too disappointed. But she didn't send me away. She just called me back home, took care of me, and asked me some details of the owner of the pregnancy. At first, I feared to tell her, thinking that they imprisoned the person. But Mom just encouraged me to go for antenatal. Time came on, it was in March. I got labor pains. Mommy wasn't home. I was alone. I called Mom. She wasn't at home. She ran. And at that moment, I had nothing. I hadn't bought anything for my baby. And the first clothes my baby was wrapped in were my own clothes. I delivered at home, and Mom is the one who helped me. He worked as a midwife at that time. After delivering, I delivered, it was in March 27th, it was 6 p.m. It was on Sunday. The following day, it was a Monday, I went to the health center. At first, I thought that I delivered a premature baby, but the doctor told me that the baby wasn't a premature, it was the time, and he was in a good condition. The doctor cleaned my son, and I thanked that doctor. It's Dr. Rose from Naguru Teenage. After delivering my baby, the doctor told me that I should take my baby for postnatal care, to take him for a vaccination. At first I feared, how could they see me in the society, being a teen mother? I left the mom's money at school. It was quite challenging. But through the health talks I got from the Naguru Teenage Information and Health Center, I just know that I made a mistake, but later on I said it's never too late to mend. That's when I decided to volunteer at Naguru Teenage as a peer educator, and I have health talks with my fellow adolescents. And I hope the young girls there, young boys there, they'll learn a lesson from my story. My dream was to be a journalist, but at first I thought that it has shattered down. But right now, I know next year I'll be back to school to achieve my dreams as a journalist. Thank you.
Members, please, a big hand clap. That's one of the many stories, and some of them definitely remain untold. So at this point in time, I would want to invite Dr. Dina Nakiganda, who is the Assistant Commissioner in charge of Adolescent and School Health, to speak to us of what she has in plan for the young people. Dr. Dina, you're welcome.
Honorable Minister Hanifa Kawoya, the Director Clinical Services. I've seen the Commissioner for Nursing, Amidi Stas, you're welcome. Other development partners and the young people here present. Honorable Minister, we had already given a few opening remarks, but we will just come back to a few of these so that we get you up to speed on what the conference is about. So this is our second annual Youth and Adolescent Health Conference. We had the first one in October last year. And together with the NASMEC team, which is the bigger fraternity in which we fall, and the Reproductive and Child Health Department, we agreed that we shall have these annual conferences to follow up on actions that we've set and to forge our way forward. So this happens to be our second conference, and from last conference, we had a number of issues that we raised. We had up to 8 issues that we have already gone through, but for the sake of the Minister, I'll quickly run through them. So from the last conference, Honorable Minister, we agreed that we shall advocate for increasing financing to support the construction of facilities that are adolescent and youth responsive. And we also agreed that we shall equip health facilities with sufficient commodities, including knowledge and information for young people, but also commodities for those who have need for sexual reproductive health commodities and contraceptives. We also agreed on training health workers in all their cadres to ensure that they are able to reach out to the young people and they are responsive to their needs. And then we agreed to have avenues for young people who have become pregnant to ensure that they have safe delivery and also follow up once they've delivered. We also agreed to ensure representation and inclusiveness in the peer educators cadre. These are the people who reach out to the young people in the villages and everywhere in the communities. What we would call village health teams, but these are much younger to ensure that they are in the same category like the young people. We also agreed to increase engagement of the religious leaders and cultural leaders, and within us we have some of them in our midst, so that they continuously speak about adolescent and youth-friendly services in their areas of jurisdiction. We also agreed to have innovative ways of communicating to young people. Honorable Minister, we know that these days young people are on gadgets every day. They are on all these spaces, and we felt that as the ministry, we would see which are the best ways to reach young people. And therefore, the digital platform is one of these ones that we are advocating. The 8th one and the last one that we agreed upon last year was establishing and strengthening and supporting communities to support the different CSOs and local leaders to ensure the sustainability of all SRHR programs for young people, not only SRHR, but also mental health and other programs that they are. So today we come back to share our successes on what we have done, and also hear out to the young people in what is happening in their communities. Like the director has said, amidst us we have young people from school and out of school, and young people from various districts in the country. Also, for this particular conference, because we are strengthening the responsiveness of our healthcare service delivery, we also invited healthcare providers at the different levels. So, Honorable Minister and everyone present, the objectives of this meeting therefore are: 1, to mobilize and amplify the voices of adolescents and young people to influence and shape the country's safe motherhood policy and programming agenda. And the second objective is to provide a platform for young people and the stakeholders to share experiences. And we already asked them if they feel that this is a safe space, and they said yes. We will have other engagements over the days where we shall break out and continue to hear from them. The third objective, Honorable Minister, is to share progress on the first Adolescent and Young People's Conference. So we'll look at the 8 actions that we had. And lastly, we hope to mobilize support from people like you, Honorable Minister, and other stakeholders here and the various duty bearers to ensure that the health workforce is safe for the young people, but also there are various safe motherhood strategies that reach out to the young people in our different areas. Our expected outcomes are 4, and we hope that we will take a progress on the first pre-youth conference. We shall finalize the youth position paper, which we shall read out in the main conference on the last day, and thereafter work together with NASMEC, because we've had that 30% of the contribution of maternal mortalities from these young people. So we don't work alone as the adolescent and school health division, but together with the reproductive health department division to ensure that young people have safe deliveries, and this 30% can come down. Our expected outcome, number 3, Honorable, is to have the voices of young people and experiences on how they are accessing adolescent-friendly sexual reproductive health services. And also we hope that we will have increased commitment from the policymakers to invest more for the adolescent and youth responsive and safe motherhood strategies in the country. We are very excited, Honorable Minister, to have you here today. And this is a brief of where we've come from and where we are today. Of course, during the day, we shall look at the various strategies and where we hope to go. We are excited to have you, Honorable Minister, and I will hand over the microphone to the Director to go into the next session. Thank you very much.
A bigger hand clap for Dina. She's there for you. Honorable Minister, one of our key partners which we've been working in this area is WHO. We worked with them. We worked with them on one of these innovative approaches of self-care, and we think that this is one of the tools which we can be able to advance sexual and reproductive health rights to the young and the adolescent people. So at this point in time, let me welcome Dr. Olive Sentumwe to speak to us. She's been in this. She's a counselor, she's everything, she knows. But so I want, in the few minutes, for her be able to share our experience, but also hear from WHO what they have to see how we support the adolescent and the young people. Dr. Olive, you're welcome. Probably clap as she comes.
Thank you very much, Director. And allow me to take off my mask for these few minutes. And good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, young people present. Honorable Minister, Director, Assistant Commissioner, Minister of Health, colleagues from the UN sister organizations, development partners that are here, implementing partners from the various levels that are here represented, members of the district health teams, young people in all your categories, welcome to this meeting and thank you for coming. Really, on behalf of the UN sister organizations and development partners that have supported this process for a long time, we are very grateful to be part of this platform today. And seeing this room full has probably made our day, where we see young people engaging in matters that really relate to them and that are theirs. This is history in a making, a great opportunity for all of us to really continue highlighting the issues of adolescent health, because there are many. And many of you have worked with all of them, some of them, and it is important to recognize that the health of young people is interrelated. And therefore, the environment within which they live is going to be a critical issue for all of us to work with. We would like really to congratulate the leadership of the Ministry of Health, and I would like you to give them a special clap. But also congratulations to the entire government of Uganda, because we've never departed from the ABC. And as I listened to the young person that spoke, I think you believe, and you need to continue to believe, in the ABC plus D if you are. Okay, we need to retrieve our information in this area. Because in the same way that adolescent pregnancy, which is the issue for today, is transmitted, is in the same way in which many other conditions are transmitted, right or wrong? Do we all recall the ABC? Would like us to continue to believe in it and say more, because we've been there. Uganda today has a serious issue. I'll call it an issue because everybody is talking about the issue of adolescent pregnancy, especially after COVID. But we do believe that COVID was just an eye-opener to really show us what we need to address as the people of Uganda. Pregnancy is what we are pronouncing for the next 4 days. But we need to continue to think about HIV, STIs, infertility, abortion, because these things are related. And we hope that as young people, if we are affected in one way or another, we also affect the advancement of our own social growth, economic growth, and therefore our contribution as young people to the development of the nation. It is important, therefore, for us to recognize the multi-sectoral nature of the adolescent health response which we need to mount. We are indeed a movement now. We are a big population, an active population, and we want you, as young people who are represented here, as implementing partners who are represented here, to really congratulate yourselves and clap for yourselves so that you can have the energy to continue. WHO and all the UN organizations believe that we really need to invest and capitalize the energy and resourcefulness of the young people. And therefore, nothing without us, isn't it? Nothing without? Aha. That is what we must all continue to do what? To believe in and do. If you put young people in front and ask them to innovate around the so many issues they have, you'll be surprised how many solutions they have. This conference in particular addresses and will continue to address the issue of availability, affordability, acceptability of adolescent health services, and how our health system can be responsive to address this. Because as you know, for health, we do know that probably the most important pillar for you is information, information, information. But even with information, you need to be accessing services. And that's why so many of us have gathered these 4 days to continue to address the pillars of safe motherhood. As you will continue to learn, we do believe that the first pillar is family planning, family planning, family planning. For your case, it may be prevention of pregnancy, depending on where you are and what your circumstances are. But we all need to embrace family planning. We need to embrace antenatal care. As you heard from the young person, we need to embrace delivering within safe hands, attending postnatal care, and ensuring that you're looked after with your baby after delivery. Safe motherhood is the way to go. We all need to make sure that we are supporting any of these components in one way or another. The issue of mortality, morbidity, and ill health related to pregnancy is going to come strong in the next 4 days. And we do know that we have different roles and responsibilities to play, and we need to encourage you as young people's movements to continue to be everywhere during these 4 days. On behalf of the World Health Organization, which has supported this movement of young people for many years now, as you heard from Dr. Laro. You may not want to guess, but we've been here several years trying to ensure that countries have the guidance they need to make sure that programming, policy, and service delivery is available to all of us. And that's why I asked the Minister of Health to really congratulate themselves, because they've provided us with very good leadership, and that's why we are this many today. We would like to thank them. Thank you for the leadership, and we can only ask for more as Oliver Twist. They didn't tell you my name is Dr. Olive Sentumbwe, so we always ask for more and more and more, and therefore thank you. Thank you very much for coming.
Please again put your hands for Olive. As he says, we always ask for more. Honorable Minister, before you come in, allow me first to recognize the health workers. I think I missed them. The health workers could be upstanding, so that recognize you. There are no health workers here. And if you see them, they are all young people, so that they can actually be able to work. Thank you very much. The religious leaders, I miss the religious leaders. Honorable Minister, before I invite you, I've been told that this is a young people's conference, so they would want to welcome you in the way young people welcome people. So let me invite Faith Myra to take us through 2-3 minutes, so that the young people can welcome the minister, and then afterwards she will be able to speak to you. Myra?
Thank you so much, Dr. Lara. I want to invite my colleague Daisy and Dr. Grace. I need some bit of that energy to welcome the minister. So, first of all, I want to hear if people are awake, yeah? As the DJ is giving me something nice, because we want to see if the minister is still a bit fit or we need to do more exercise. So this group, I wanna, if you can hear me, say what's up. So I want to hear very loud noise, because I'm going to compare to the middle group and then the last group. So if you can hear me, say what's up? You guys. If you can hear me, say that table there. If you can hear me, say we need tea, but let's come to the middle now. Let's come to the middle. Okay, from here to this table, yeah, this line. If you can hear me, say now I hear people. If you can hear me, say that's good energy. The music is gonna work now. Let's come to this side. It has a lot of more senior adolescents, but let's see the senior adolescents. If you can hear me, say Bananga senior adolescent. If you can hear me, say good. Now DJ, give me something that can warm us. And please, oversitting is not good. So let's stand up a bit and dance a bit for the minister. But also my lead team here is going to give us the strokes as we do it. Dr. Grace.
Thank you very much, Myra. Now, first of all, good morning. My name is Ruth Grace. Adolescent. Okay, yes. My name is Dr. Ruthie Grace, Dr. Wabachala. I am here as a senior adolescent of ministry, and I'm glad to be here. Now, we are going to play a game. DJ, please, music in the background. Now, the young people have been quiet, and we've heard very many things. Ministry has told us they have put family planning methods, right? Okay, now, there are very many family planning methods here, and I am moving around with them. Kati. By the way, when you get a family planning method, I give you a free food coupon. Kati? DJ Yongeza Mao. I'm told we have some senior adolescents from campus. I would like to invite Isaac and Chisache. At this point, by the way, when you come here, you have a chance. By the way, let me tell you something. When you have old people in the room, by old I mean, okay, yes, we all have breasts, but by old I mean above 18 years, but young. You come here and take a selfie very quickly.
People are still young, Dr. Grace.
Chisache run. Sacha is coming here. She's going to get, I'm told, an emancipated young person from campus, so she can get an emergency contraceptive.
You're Chisache, right? So we have Chisache here.
But she has to tell me which emergency contraceptive is in the building today. We have very many people exhibiting. So which one is available?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sacha Gloria. I want to get myself one. But I think, let me take a backup.
Which one? You have to mention the emergency contraceptive available.
Let me take a backup for myself.
Backup.
Okay, yeah, so she wants to back up. I have a backup here, okay? Here, you win one. And then Sacha also wins a selfie with the team on board. We're going to do it, here, like this. Then, smile for the camera.
Chisache.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, Chisache. We are going to also, by the way, if you get my family planning method, you stay here. You're joining us in the dance. We don't know the dance strokes, but we shall get them. Isaac is also
Isaac, where are you? You need family planning. I'm very glad to hear men needing family planning because we need more men and boys very involved in safe motherhood. So, as we are, Isaac, you're welcome.
But did you guys notice Isaac is, bouncer? Isaac, how are you? Young person, in a building, family planning. Which family planning method do you want? I have very many.
Let me see them.
I know you don't have to see, just ask. Just ask and you will get. The government has provided in every hospital. Ask and you shall be given. Which one?
Let me take both the male and female condom.
The male and the female condom. Okay, this one is which one?
It's the female one.
That's a female one. Okay. You know how to use it? Oh, by the way, after here, we are going to have a session of teaching young people who are emancipated, by the way, to know. Yeah, I also have another female one. This one is mine. Which one? Okay, yes. We have kids' condoms in the house. Please. There, yeah. And then, do you also want a selfie with the minister, by the way? You want, eh? Okay. Come. Sit here. Here.
With your condoms,
do you want a selfie with me? It's okay, eh? Okay. I may bombard people's selfies. But this is how you grow on social media platforms, eh?
Okay,
thank you
now
very
it's
much.
time for fun. Let's
you win the family planning method, you join us in the dance.
So DJ,
called us.
Let's welcome the minister. She's in a hurry for a cabinet meeting.
Yes,
so
please,
we want to do it a very quick, youthful dance. If you feel like you're a bit flexible like me, please join me here. Let's show the minister that we are supporting her to the dot.
Flexible here, flexible there.
Flexible that corner. Hey, you people are all banange. Okay, here. In the middle. Okay, now let's all stand as we welcome the minister and dance. Since you all are not flexible, we get a bit flexible. Does it okay? DJ? Chaka big family. Don't be stiff. We're here to have fun and learn and impact.
Don't walk, you don't try.
Yeah.
You supposed to be try. Kill up, come, become person, my
See Dr. Grace, you people. She's a
When I'm
senior
on the
adolescent.
line,
Hey, if you're a young person and you can't dance, oh,
so good, money by Joe, let me see you.
even if you're seated, you can go low, eh? Just go like, eh?
If at the back I see you, you're stiff. Please just wave. If you can't dance, wave for the minister. Thank you, DJ. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Let's clap again for ourselves. I am cognizant your sugar levels are low, but I still, at least you are able to show the minister. And I also, if for those who were able to see in front here, you saw the minister has not yet forgotten from when she was a youth. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure, Honorable Minister, to welcome you to make your remarks and officially open up this Youth and Adolescent Pre-Safe Motherhood Conference. Honorable Minister, let's clap for the Honorable Minister.
Thank you so much, and allow me to take off my mask, and so that no one mistakes me that I was not the one who is here. And allow me first of all to thank Maira and the group that has just re-energized me and the rest of us in this room. And I imagined, as Dr. Charles Sorar has said, my sweet 18s. And I forgot that I was a judge. How wonderful to be with you, among you, the new generations. And at this juncture, allow me, Your Excellency, the representative from the UN Family Representative, the World Health Organization, UNFPA, UNICEF, UN Women Representative, the one that we have just returned back from Zanzibar on the same mission of the young adolescents, UNESCO, the National Population Council, the technical people, all representatives of development partners present here and agencies present here, our staffs from the Ministry of Health, and all the directorates, the district health officers, officials from the ministries of gender, education, and internal affairs, and any other agencies, our cultural leaders present here, and religious leaders in your capacities, the media fraternity in your capacities, all the participants, and our adolescents and young people, the reason we are here. A good morning to all of you. I want first of all to thank you, all of you, and welcome all of you here. And more so, I thank all the organizers, especially knowing that this is our second convention here, meeting and interacting with the adolescent youth here. I want to bring warm greetings from my senior minister, the Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Achero Acheng. She is going to be with you, I know, at a later stage. But this morning, she passes on her very, very warm greetings to all of you. I want to say that I'm very, very pleased to be among you. I enjoy interacting with the youth. Why do I enjoy interacting with the youth? Is that I enjoyed my youthfulness. You have seen I'm putting on a high heel, tied my back with a black dress, moving elegantly as if I am sweet 21. So I always come to give confidence to the youth that at my age, and don't ask me, you can also make it to where I am. Very encouraging. I passed through where you are, and I came through where you came from. In 1 month, this is my 3rd conference. I was in Zanzibar. We are talking about the adolescent youth post-COVID-19, HIV/AIDS. And this was organized by none other than the UN Women globally. About 5 days ago, I was in Italy for global health on mental services, especially post-COVID-19 on the adolescent youth, the effects of COVID, post-COVID. You all know that when COVID came, it came with its own. Today we are here again, meeting on the same issues with the adolescents, the young, the youth, the young generation. What does this one call for us? That global attention is being put to the adolescents, the young generation that is coming up. And I want to thank the Ministry of Health of its continuous support with the development partners to the young people, both in school and out of school. We are here to address issues that are very pertinent to the sexual reproductive health concerns. We need to appreciate our organizers. But before I go into details, I want to say that the Safe Motherhood Conference theme and the Adolescent Day sub-theme both carry the following keywords: strengthening services and responsive service. But before I go there, I was moved by the WHO remarks. We must make investment not only in health services, but we must invest in our own. We must invest in ourselves. Yeah, Maira took us through a very small, short exercise. That's part of investment. We must invest in our health. Before we think about Ministry of Health, the government, our partners, to invest in us. As youth, as adolescents, we must invest in our own lives. We must invest in our own health. You are all aware that health is life. And the way we go through our health style is very important. We cannot invest in physical health without investing in mental mind health. We must all be physically, mentally healthy. You cannot have a sick population that breeds and produces a sick nation, that orchestrates a sick economy, and we talk about health service delivery. We cannot. So we must start with ourselves. That are we health? In the society we are living in, is it a healthy society? Is our nation, our country, Uganda, or wherever we have all come from, having healthy societies? Is our economy healthy? Definitely we know that COVID slowed down globally all the economies in the world. The reason that we are here now to find post-COVID, what do we do as a younger generation? So I appreciate all of you that you put in your time and you are here. And you are not only here to enjoy the comfort of this facility here. I anticipate that all of us, me inclusive, we shall not leave this hall the way we came in. We are not going definitely to walk out the way we came in. The objectives of this convention conference are well outlined and very meaningful to us as the youth adolescents in this room and those who are listening to us. I want to appreciate the resolutions that have been read here, the 8 that you came in with, but I think you must also put emphasis, lay emphasis on information, and information sharing. I want to appreciate my young daughter, Muzukuru, for sharing. That gives us courage, going through her experience and sharing it with you. This is how far we have reached with the youth. I think maybe at our time, my time, it would not be possible for somebody to stand here and share her youth, her experience, and resilience and determination of her dream. She said, withstanding whatever she has gone through, she's determined to achieve her dream of becoming a journalist. Clap for her. She's a young mother, a teenager mother. When I go through our facilities, antenatal facilities, 60% are baby mothers. Baby, young teenager mothers. When you engage them as a mother, as she said, how did you become pregnant? She has no answer. Who is the father of this baby? She has no answer. Then you ask her, how are you going on with life and the life of this baby? Their answers are always, I am determined to go on with my baby. The other questions they could not answer, but the hope that they are determined to see their babies grow, go back to school, and accomplish their dream. Dreamers are achievers, and achievers are dreamers. So don't take your dream lightly. Don't take your vision lightly. Aim high. Don't get discouraged. I've been in, not in politics really, just using my mouth as a people's representative from 1994. So all of you, where were you then? Like her, I think she was not yet even, her mother has not made her father. I was already in the house as a legislator. Up to today. Then you hear the youth, the old ones should get off the stage. Now, if I was off, when would you have heard what I'm saying here? You must learn from us. Your time is coming. We shall get off the stage, but we must share with you our experiences that we have passed through. Who doesn't want to know Ochikorotia? 30 years you are in parliament without even one single time losing. I had a dream. I was resilient. I was determined. My elections has not been any single simpler. Anyone in this room who knows about me and my constituents. But determined to move on. And that's what she says. It gives me courage to talk to you. The way I make it, you can as well make it. As long as you invest in your life. You cannot make it when you have not invested in your life. You must change your lifestyle. You must know that the world does not end today. Therefore, This conference presents a unique opportunity to us as stakeholders to reflect and discuss on health concerns of adolescent youth, the young people between 10 and 24 years, especially in these times of an epidemic and pandemic. Ebola had huge impact on every peer of the age. But when it came to the young youth, especially those ones in school, first of all, remember, there were lockdowns. Schools were locked for 2 years. The students were not used to stay out of school 2 years. They were not used to stay with their parents, nagging parents at home. They did not. The pandemic exposed us, the parents, as failures in parenthood. We did not know what to do with you guys. 2 years we are with us. You were tired, we were tired, we let you go free. And if you know the statistics now, there were so many pregnancies during COVID. Because the girls were let free, the boys were let free, and I'm happy that now the organizers are bringing both the young adolescents, the boys and the girls together. And we said now, let's continue having babies and their mothers in school with the others. As she said she could not think of going back to school. What would her school peers say? So she chose not to abort. Abortion in this country is legal, is very risky. Yes, I saw my younger Mayra giving you, I don't know what you call them, because for me, I never used them. They were not at our time, they are condoms or whatever. But you are being told ABC. Because if again you think that you are having the condoms, you are at the best. There are also risks associated. Wait. And this brings me to what Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Tanzania said, I think 2 days or whatever back, and was cushioning the young mothers in her country, the Republic of Tanzania. Slow down the speed. Where are you going? Why are you rushing? In this .com, my mother had 14 kids. And you think I will allow my daughter to have 14 kids? And you have gone through the school? Having many pregnancies have their consequences on the social sector, the education, the health centers. How many health facilities are we going to have for the young mothers, for the judges, and the babies? How many? Slow down. The world is not ending with you today. Have those that we can as a government manage, and as you and the parents and society can manage. Our education systems are weak. Our health systems are still weak. We are trying to strengthen them. And for you, you want to enjoy left and right. Bona basome, bona bazale. No, we are saying produce, but produce the number that can be taken care of. Are we together? Am I making sense? Are you sure? That's why I enjoy talking to you. Motherly advice. Wait. Get out of the school. Find a job. After you find a job, find the right person. Don't rush into even marriages. And when you go there, don't start saying our first mission is to have a baby. Please. Health is life. And health is a right a right that cannot be passed over to another person. Your reproductive right cannot and will not be passed over to another person. The reproductive system you have is for you and you alone. So I am happy that today the organizers, as your second, you chose to call in. Now you are the ears, you are our ambassadors to the adolescents who are not here. I have been told there are trainers here, medical workers here, everybody here. So carry on this message. Reproductive right is a right, a human right. Not passed over to another. Your body is yours and yours alone. It can't be shared with anybody. She told you. She produced at home. Look at her. Imagine that time what she went through. Alone, calling her mother. By the time her mother comes, she was lucky. Her mother was a nurse. But what is encouraging again? Immediately after she produced, she went to a health facility. That is also something to learn. Whatever comes across your way, don't give up. So we encourage, as ministry and government and all health providers, use the facilities that are near you at whatever cost to save a life and your life. And that's what she did. I listened to her story. She was very quiet, at times emotional, reflective, but I took out what was her story for us as the youth in this room to pick out. At whatever level of any circumstance, don't give up. She tried. She said no. She was determined. She walked the journey. At the end, she walked into a facility, health facility, to seek health services. That's why we are here. We are here talking about health services. And that is her story, why she told her story. I found her very encouraging, a very good ambassador. Therefore, we are all aware that Uganda has one of the youngest population, as you know, on the planet, and represents the biggest demographic group of approximately 60%, which percentage you just only took into politics. We are the big majority. We are the rulers of tomorrow. You can't be rulers when you are not healthy. Fit. You want to rule, but you have not invested in your health. Right? For us, we became very strong. We are depending on herbal things. But now, there are medicines. Now, you must exercise. You don't need to run into a health center every day. You have a headache, take a lot of water. You have a small tummy like mine, dance in your room. Get a mirror, start laughing. Even if your sisters and your mom asks you, say, hey, don't you see me? I will not accept. I will laugh and laugh until I will laugh to the end. Because you are making yourself life easy. Laughing is the best treatment. Stress-free. Putting on whatever you think that today this one will make me happy. So I am talking not only about health service delivery to the youth, but how do you change your health style? Your health lifestyle of living. Are you the one who goes into those small snacks and you are carrying up chips and chicken? Are you the one who thinks that you must sit down on your computer the whole day, WhatsApp? Your mind needs to relax. Your body. And the engine of your body is your reproductive body system that will feed your brain to be free and act freely. Mental brain, mental health. The mental people in Uganda have grown. The biggest percentage are the youth. Frustration, lack of employment, depression, many things. But you can beat this stress by thinking positively. That's the only medicine. Any challenge you have on your way, make it as an opportunity. Never ever accept that I have challenges ahead of me. That is the way that your brain must work. How do I deal with these challenges before me? Turn them into opportunities. There are no failures. On this globe, no failures. If there is a failure, then you are yourself to blame. Whatever you have at hand, use it positively. I may sound hard, but I'm not. And I'm sounding as a mother. So here I have mothered all of you and those who are there. Positive thinking is the best treatment. Negative thinking is the one which eats you up. Then you go taking weed. Then you go taking a lot of alcohol. Then you become hopeless. Then you forget about yourself. At the end of the day, you have ditched yourself. You go drinking, you find a young girl, you rape the girl, you are fathering a baby, which at times you don't recall at what time. Please. Please. Invest in your own life. As a ministry, we shall do our best. But let's join hands. Let's join hands. This demands us, all of us duty bearers, to do more and ensure young people have access to age-appropriate information. Information is knowledge. Among the resolutions, you did not add emphasis on information and data. We must have accurate data. We must have accurate data about our communities, in our schools, so that this correct data gives us a correct information, and we share this. Dissemination of information is very, very vital. And this information and sharing, it's a form of taking away discrimination and stigma. That's what we went through last week in Italy. Stigma, discrimination among people with HIV, among those we think they are mentally retarded. Everyone needs help from everybody. So let's have this information, we share it, and we address sexual health rights, concerns of the adolescents, the one I've just been talking about, and the young people. It's very critical. If we are to change the poor maternal and newborn indicators in this country, we must. For example, our reports show that teenager pregnancies have stagnated at 25%. It's a high percentage of teenager pregnancies for the last decade, related with complications. We have now complications of fistula. So not only that you have had so many babies, but complications as you are giving birth. At a young stage, we had a whole week in northern Uganda trying to help the young teenagers who are going through the fistula problems. Very heartening. And they are being taken care of their mothers. The mothers are holding their babies, and their mothers also are having babies. So it was very, very disheartening. Therefore, teenager pregnancies, we must see how we should overcome them. We must see how we should help each other with information. Wherever you are, I am sure if you don't have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend. Not in the other court. A friend. In the name of Jesus. A meaningful friend. Share. She told us she shared with a friend. You know, you didn't take, maybe she must come back here and tell you the same story, but I am repeating it. She shared with a friend. A friend gave her the right information and advice. If you are in a group that is not really giving you good advice, check that group. It's not worth it. If a group says, let's go out, jing, jing, you say, I'm sorry. Can we talk about health reproductive? Can we talk about HIV, AIDS in our generation? Can we shout something that is very beneficial to us and takes us ahead? You will jing, jing, there is still time for that. Yeah. Life is always ripe. At no stage, life will live. It is us, me, and you who will live it. So don't hurry, don't rush, don't run. Why are you chasing it when it is not chasing you? Therefore, this clearly shows that we need to do much as a ministry, as a government, and with our development partners. We must put our hands together to address the issues of the adolescents. Every issue. When it comes to HIV, AIDS, it is our young people. When it comes to mental sickness, it's our young people. When it comes to teenager pregnancies, it's our young people. Now when it is becoming home-based violence, they are also included in. So how do we come together as health providers to ensure that we have got skilled and health workers? I'm happy they are here in this room, and wherever we are, they are, to be determined to offer respectful maternal and child health care services within our communities. As a government and as the NRM government, where I prescribe, we are committed to continue improving access to basic and comprehensive emergency maternal newborn services by having a fully functional health center 3s. It's a government policy.